Good morning, YouTube. Mochismo Eugene. Another video from Exit Strategy. I'm in the kitchen this morning having a cup of coffee, so that's the reason why the background is different. But we shall proceed. I am going to talk about don't share your knowledge with just anyone. And the knowledge I'm talking about is your awakening. Your awakening as it pertains to narcissistic personality disorder. As it pertains to the individual that just almost destroyed your life, that you're no longer involved with anymore, hopefully. Even if you have kids and you have some kind of indirect communication or contact with this person, I would advise not to go around telling people you consider your close friends or relatives or anyone that you may believe that you can trust, and to tell them about you are or were involved with a narcissist. And there's a lot of reasons, some of them are obvious to you guys, why you don't talk to people or just anyone, even close friends, family members, and associates about narcissists. Because in fact there's one reason specifically, because you could be talking to a narcissist. I've done this in times past. When you first awaken and you're coming out of this fog, you have an aha moment and you want to share this stuff with some people who you believe that will understand, because you're giving them credit and the benefit of the doubt that they are a pretty solid person. They have a pretty good comprehension level. So you figure in your mind, this won't be hard for them to understand, because I'm going to explain it and I'm going to tell them some of the things these people did to me and help it make sense to them, so it won't be no way that they won't understand. This is what you're telling yourself, because the logic that you have and most of us have on the surface has nothing. It does not apply when it comes to a narcissist and the stuff that they've done, the insidious stuff that they've done to you over a period of time. The masterful patterns that they do, because most of the stuff that you think that they've done to you and you're going to share with other people, and you're going to remind them of, when they did this is why they did it, because they have a disorder. Most people who you're telling this to, their logic won't even play a part in this, because what they have done, they've also been insulated to a certain degree by this person. Their charm, their sexuality, their beauty, as if it pertains to a woman, they have done the work on the people closest to you as well, to give them an illusion. So you're not the only one being duped. There's people, anybody they've come in contact with, they've given them an illusion. They've manipulated them, either in your presence or outside of your presence, most often outside of your presence. They have stroked their ego. They have done the work on these people as well. So this is what makes it so hard for you to make sense to the people you think you're talking to. To you, it makes perfect sense, and you're thinking and you're betting on the fact that they will understand. And this is the reason why they won't understand. This is the cognitive dissonance and the love bomb process that has taken full effect on them. They're going to talk themselves out of all the rational things that you're telling them, is what I'm saying. And the second reason why you don't tell anyone, other than these platforms, this is probably the only platform you can come to and talk about this stuff here. And this is a safe place. And I'll tell you another place that you don't readily air this stuff out to, and that is someone, if you decide to go to counseling. Me, I remember in 2020, I was watching the video, and I believe it was one or the other person that I'm about to name. I believe it was the little shaman, or it was Dr. Carmen Bryant, who I will forever be grateful to for expressing to me through a video, not personally, but she was on YouTube, and she was expressing to the world what these people are. And she's a beautiful woman, so that kind of captivated me too. But she was so solid. She talked so practical in a way that I'm accustomed to hearing people talk to me. I would like to think that I'm that type of person too, because she didn't water it down. It was so comprehensive to understand, and I'm forever grateful for her. And of course, I did my Dr. Romney stint I was on, and I go back and I listen to her occasionally too. And nothing against Dr. Romney. She's been a victim of narcissistic personality disorder as well, but she is on a platform of a different sort. She leans more towards academia, and that's fine and well. She's the top in her field, but I'll tell you one thing: people like us survivors that just speak from the hip, that's the way some of us will comprehend it. We don't want the big words. We need to know by identity and behavior. How can I avoid? How can I detect? How can I observe this behavior going forward in order to protect myself from these people? And this is what I like to try to bring, as well as some of us other content creators. And everybody has their forte in their niche. So that's the second reason why you don't, reason why you don't talk to counselors out the gate about what you have experienced by label. Resist the temptation of mentioning the word narcissistic personality disorder. You go to your counselor of choice and make sure you vet these counselors. I went to BetterHelp, as I was trying to explain. And I did it online through the pandemic, and it was the best thing I ever done too, because looking back, this counselor listened. And I don't know if she provided me a lot of solid tools to help me deal with what I went through, but she did listen, and she was able to give back to me her honest opinion of what she believed was not. The narcissist did not get in as deep as they could have. They didn't wound me as deep as they could have, and that was comforting to hear her say that. And I believe she gave me some other things to do, as far as spending time without myself, educating myself about this stuff, and doing different exercises, both physically, reading, doing the things that made me happy, not focusing on what the narcissist has done in my life, and a few other things, and it helped. And there is probably a third reason, and I'll just throw one more out there, is because your healing will be stunted. Your healing will be slower if you go around continually rehashing what the narcissist has done to you, because you can't focus adequately and effectively on where you're trying to go if you're getting bogged down with what they did to you, why you're in the situation you're in, blah, 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 blah. People don't mind hearing good sob stories. It makes them feel better about themselves. Now, while you're yet healing other people with your sob stories, because that's what you're doing, you're soothing them. That's energy and time you can spend focusing on reinventing yourself, rebuilding yourself, your core, from the inside out. Doesn't matter how you look, disheveled, whatnot, as you're healing. It's almost like a fast. You're going to look like a different version of yourself because you're going through it. Don't be ashamed of going through it, because the people who are looking at you, they don't see where you're trying to go. And when God elevates you and you get to that standard and that point of where you believe God wants you to be, you won't owe anybody any credit for it, and you won't be susceptible to people saying, "Oh, you're sure looking good now. You're sure looking good now. You really, what have you done? You're looking great." You'll probably nonchalantly say thank you with a straight stare like this, and you say thank you. And that will indicate to you whether they're trying to gas you up. They need that validation. You don't. And you'll see they don't get the effect that they was going for. And these so-called friends, you'll see them, they'll just begin to dissipate like vapors. And that's a good thing for you too. The friends that you think you have now, as they begin to just become less and less frequent in your life, don't guess, don't wonder why. This is why, because you're elevating and you can't take these people where you're trying to go. God is taking us somewhere that only we can go. He's trying to remove all the distractions. And if the more you heal yourself, those things begin to take care of themselves. So that's about it for that video. I want you guys to just know, man, you are doing a great work, whether you're on here doing videos like me and other people, or are you just healing yourself from within, staying spiritually centered. Just know and be encouraged, man. You're on your way to new places. Bless.